Stifle my words so you'll be heard. Tell myself it doesn't hurt. It's too much to fix with your touch. Won't even convince me with love. I just can't win or lose with you. So tell me, what do I do? I'm always locked up in my head, trying my best to forget what you said. It's only I know. Try to forget what you said.
Alrighty, let's get all that turned down. Welcome in, everybody. It's the Wednesday edition of our stream. We'll go through all the details. We got plenty to talk about, that's for sure, between the Alliance tournaments, which are, man, the VIP Discord is irate right now, which, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll kind of see. Obviously, I never like to just spread negativity. That's not really my vibe. That's not really my game, but can acknowledge it when it happens, and certainly definitely not going well right now. VIP Discord is absolutely ablaze. And then we have a new Cypher event, which is a little bit complicated, but I've also said that I enjoy those type of things. So we'll go over all of those today. We'll go over all of those things today and try to cover as much of it as we can. And then of course we're streaming a little bit later as well. So yeah, we'll try to do as much as possible, I guess, much as possible. So, but yeah, other than that, I think I want to remind everybody that my key to playing Star Trek Fleet Command really comes down to the simple rule that I've been really stressing and harping on for a long time now. Play the game how you want to play. Don't let the game designers force you into anything, and enjoy what you enjoy. And if you and your alliance look at this and go, this is not worth it at all, then don't do it. Now, don't let it ruin your day. That's what I'm saying. And if you do enjoy it, I'm sure there are alliances out there who are going to want to, jump in, if you will. And if that's the case, more power to those players as well. Enjoy what you enjoy, and if you don't, well, ignore it. And that's what Rev's going to choose to do. Ignore what I don't want to do. So ignore what I don't want to do. It's how's my health? I'm doing a little bit better. I mean, yesterday was a rough day with the internals, but it's okay. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, that's kind of clear. But what's the worst that can happen? But yeah, we got all these different things happening. Got all these different redeems and clicks to do. So we'll go through all of that. And yeah, at the same time, I have got my baby account. And again, I say this all the time. If you want to know how Rev enjoys this game, if anything up at the top frustrates me, like why I stopped playing at level 57, and I've got a 53, but I have 57 for a while, and I stopped playing at it, play what you enjoy. Do what you enjoy. And if you're doing that, the frustration really just kind of melts off, man. It's very water off a duck's back. If you only get frustrated, then do something that isn't frustrating. Now, I know that seems like simplistic logic, but it's true. And you can still stay around the game, be around friends, and find things that you enjoy. So, yeah, Badge Yellow and Salisbury State, Kevin, that's a heck of a combination. So let's start with the Alliance events. I want to get legitimate feedback from y'all. What do y'all like? Did you like any of the tasks? Did you not like anything? What is y'all's basic opinions as I go through and check on what I need to do today, check all my events? I think I need to do a turn in here, but as I'm doing all of my checks and all my turn-ins, you tell me what y'all's honest thoughts are. I'm going to read them. That way, we can all be on the same page, I think. At least I'm going to try to be. And that way, if you do like it, if you don't like it, that's all completely fine. I definitely am not going to tell you to feel one way or the other. But I would like to get an idea of what people think about the different ones and go from there, right? There are different rewards that pay out different values, and, you got different attempts to make them if you want to re-roll them or complete them. So Dozer says tasks are a good spread across the levels. The store is decent as well as for rewards place. So Dozer likes it. All right, so we got a positive there. Joshua says our alliance can't do a majority of the tasks because they're G4 through G6 content. And there is some truth to that. There's definitely a lot of content that is for later on. You see, here are the participants in my alliance so far. Of an alliance of 90 something, we've had 20 people do at least one of them. Then here are the various rewards for finishing. Getting the qualifier league avatar is a neat looking avatar, but that's one thing. KBS says, I like the concept, but I understand scope players make money, but can't we just have one thing where it's not spin to win? Just can't get rid of the 10K point task. Yeah. Yeah. So like I've got this one that says spin Tetrons. If I didn't want to do that, then I can re-roll. And then I get defeat one rare formation Armada, which I probably could do, but I'm going to try to stick to solo stuff. And now I got spend 500 epic export credits. So you see the different things are required. So different things. And here's your store, by the way. If you're talking about the rewards, you've got a couple of prime particles in there, which I do think is nice. I do like the rewards here. And then as you get up in the league, you'll see different rewards get, opened up, including lots of different primes that have no access anymore. But getting up into those can be very difficult. So Tim says the free to play tasks compared to the pay to win tasks are very bad. And the fact that the new server on the same leaderboards as 60 plus are totally brainless. I really consider quitting the game. I will say this, Tim, none of this should make anybody quit the game. I never get that logic. It's do something or don't do something. If you are at a point where you're so frustrated that a singular like event rolls around that makes you want to quit the game, you need to take a break from the game anyway. Like nothing this is going to make me quit. Will I participate? Possibly not. But I'm not going to quit over it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to ignore it, and I'm going to speak with my time. And one thing that Scopely always loves to talk about is that their analytics say that, well, people like this because they do it or they spend money on it. Well, simple. If that's the case and that's what they're tracking, then I simply won't do it and I won't spend the money on it. So there we go. Easy peasy for Rev. I just won't spend the money on it. So ACOM says don't re-roll tasks that others might be able to do. FKR broken. What do you mean FKR broken? I ain't gonna have to try to keep up with chat because there'll be a lot of people in here with varying opinions today. So having trouble re-rolling might be that I completed 3 tasks already or just a lot of lag. Fair. We go ahead and hit this one. Bam. We go ahead and do my turn-ins, get my epic export credits, which clearly I'm going to need today, and do all my refineries. So FKR Armadas don't seem to be scoring. Oh, noted. Okay, then that's something that I can pass up and ask for feedback on. So speaking of NX-01, do the interceptors have the go home gun? No, they do not. Only the aquatics have got that weapon 5 chance to send you home. Now that doesn't mean that the reptilians are easy. They don't have the big one. So let me go ahead and turn all these in. Y'all had to bear with me as I go through all the different clicks, which this will be the first 20-30 minutes of the stream will be me going through all the different clicks that we have to do today, which will be a lot. It'll be a lot. So lots of clicks, lots and lots of clicks, but it'll be okay. All right, let's get this one in. I do like getting my artifacts. You did the spin 1,000 uncommon FKRs and it scored fine. Good to know. So I have a task for grinding rep, which seems to be a logical thing to do. We instead have tons of spin only ones while the free-to-play tasks don't give many points. And that is true. The free-to-play tasks do not give near as many points as the spending task. And that has been a big complaint that's been, forwarded to the team. And like I said at the beginning of the show, the overall feeling from the spenders is an extreme level of frustration. They are, and if any of the VIP CMs, or I'm sorry, any of the VIP mods are here, or any of the VIPs are here, feel free to chime in if y'all want to contribute. But yeah, it feels like there's a lot of frustration in VIP right now, which is kind of compounded on the fact that yesterday they actually had the community managers were there, and they're always there, but they actually had the general manager for the game come in to the VIP Discord yesterday for a Q&A. And there were a lot of unhappy VIPs about the answers from the Q&A as well. So I'm very curious to see where all this leads and can go. I'm actually going to go save that one, by the way. And I'm going to go mine my Voyager because I know I can double pull that if I go mine real quick. I'm going to go grab that in. And it says tons of rage at VIP. Now, I will say I hate to use the word rage because I really don't want people to get upset over a video game. Yeah, it's definitely cantankerous. People feel like a little cantankerous. So, Elvin says select the mission you want to do on the list on the right. Blah, blah. I already know all that, Elvin. Don't try to teach Rev the game. Please don't do that. Don't micromanage my game. It's like when I went to G5, like, oh, now that you're here, let me give you advice. Like, I've already done this. Please don't do that. I don't want your advice. I will ask you if I want it. Hey, Lube, how you doing? Lube, are you enjoying the rage today? How are you doing? That's what Andy says it is. It's rage. What about for your community, Lube? Lube being another one of our content creators. What is your community feeling about all this? Please share in. What do you think? How are you feeling? Do you enjoy this? What have been your opinion? To get your task here and and do all your things here and send your rerolls if you want to. But How are your folks feeling? Positive, negative, etc. So some of the 10K tasks are very doable free to play. Mine just need a double pull on the Bajoran rate. You're at the pub. Well, I think that explains enough. You're at the pub. So you're at the pub. You enjoy being at the pub. You enjoy that. Hope you enjoy being at the pub. Have fun, my friend. Why are you even here if you're at the pub? Enjoy your friends and the festivities at said pub. Let me go spend some epics real quick just because I have them. And I will be able to do that with this right here. And bingo bango, that's done. So, nice upgrade for the Protector, but the new drops from mirror tokens make it harder to roll for loot bonus exos. Okay, fair. So, it feels gross that Scopely made this spin to compete for something that could be a fun event for alliances to work towards together. Instead, it's just what alliance has the most spare money, which is pretty typical. So, pretty typical. And Quazel, nice. You sent me, they started a 10K list of all the different things that need to be done. So, thank you for that. Wow, 55,000 proto matter acquisition. That's a pack. That's a pack. Woof. Put that one on the screen. So, this isn't a super pretty list yet. Quazel hasn't put together a pretty list, which is okay. But man, some of these are, wow. Oh, here's a 120,000 forbidden tech rods. That's a $100 pack because the pack is 125 bucks. I'm sorry, 100 bucks for that pack. I know that pack. That's a $100 pack right there to acquire that one. That one's woof. I think that's the same pack as that one as well. So yeah, there's some definite expensive ones. Some definite expensive ones in the rolls in the runs. Most of the 10K points require a $100 spin. That's probably going to be the theme. It's probably going to be the theme. Now, I haven't gone and added them up, but that's probably going to be the theme. And you're going to see that any alliances that choose to be in the Masters League are probably going to be very heavy spend alliances. And clearly they're trying to incentivize spending with competition, which not really a new concept, but there you go. I'll go ahead and just hit that collect just because I wanted to. But you see, there's your uncommon Borg. Acquire 1,500 uncommon Borg solo directives. That's a lot. Yeah, here are your 10s and everything. But more importantly, just how do people feel? And are your alliances going to participate regardless of? Like, are y'all going to go through it? Obviously, for me, spending rare crystal, that's a pack. Well, at 53 on this account. But, you know, doing an uncommon formation armada, 5 of them, that's doable. A little bit of work, but that's doable. Defeating 10 Borg probes, obviously, that's very easy. So, Michael says, nice that the spending alliances would be in other leagues than non-spenders. Now, that's a good point. You think about it that way. Sure, in terms of, because this is just the qualifiers, right? This is to get you into where you're going to be, right? So, as we move deeper and deeper into this, you know, in terms of like what league we're going to be in, because you see here there's Antimatter, which I shouted them out yesterday in the video. You can see where they're at so far points-wise. You know, they're at 272,000. That's a lot of points. But there are 1,500 leagues or alliances currently participating. And what will end up happening is the ones that do want to spend, like there's Dragons right there. They'll end up being in the top ones. And then if you get put into as a non-spending alliance, hey, DMFL, that's actually from Server 20. Shout out DMFL. And Iron Armada. If they do choose to end up spending and scoring for that, well, then you're going to have, I would say, probably more balance and fairness down the road, but it certainly doesn't help now. But also at the same time, as I talked about in yesterday's video, the rewards are ridiculously different, right? Like being at the best in the worst league is not even as good as being the worst in the league above. So that is a pretty stark difference in terms of how it actually plays out, right? So Ken Slayer says they don't have enough events for lower level players. Another good point to bring up. In fact, I can bring up my low level account that we've been playing on. That's currently, level 16. And we bring it in, and it has the Alliance Tournament up front and center. Maybe is it this one? Yeah, there it is. Comes out with a graphic like immediately. And I'm gonna go ahead and repair the Envoy. I always leave it out OPC because I'm contributing to everybody's success. Now coming to the Alliance here, and this is level 16. Obviously, I haven't gone and done my collections yet, but I'm gonna have to let it go through its little spin. Obviously, my Alliance won't have to go against IA or antimatter or danger or any of them. Dragons. I always say danger. Sorry, dragons. I do that to y'all every time. I always say danger just because of how your acronym is. So let me go into my claim chest here. Kobe says, makes sense. Why wouldn't you give spinners more stuff? They're paying your bills. I mean, yes and no. I think it's not as much about the more, it's the how much more. And, a big issue, which, by the way, they complain about. When I say they, the spinners complain about, is the disparity between the levels, like the gap that exists. Most VIPs I know, including the top VIP in the game right now, Istio, complains about the level of spread. That it's not good for the game for there to be such a wide gap between the haves and the have-nots. I think that's more of the issue, right? So it's not that I don't think that if you spin, you shouldn't have access to more things. Absolutely. But if you're doing it to a point where you're essentially taking spinners out of the realm of competition, unless they're with other spinners, you're significantly limiting how much fun they can have as well, because you're limiting who can play with them, right? And again, this is something that Istio talks about, and he's talked about openly, not only on my stream, I'm pretty sure he's talked about it in other streams as well, but the only time he gets any level of competition is when incursions happen. That means there's one day a month where he gets to really have any competition of fun. That's it. One. Which, to be honest, it doesn't sound fun. So I think it's about providing a balance and having so many of these events to get you in a decent league, being pure pay to win just in the qualifiers, let alone what the actual tournament will be, I do think is a big misstep. Now, that's my opinion, and people are more than welcome to disagree with it. If you do, feel free to chime in. But I feel like that's a massive misstep to have such a ridiculous gate, even just in the qualifiers. So, yeah. And Quazel also agreed it's a big miss. Sugar Fat Man says, none of the tasks I could actually do gave a lot of points. A lot of them were things I couldn't do even if I went up in ops today. So kind of giving up, I'll take whatever scraps I can get. Yeah, and I get it because the rewards are definitely tempting. But like, I always kind of do a, kind of like a measurement in terms of value of, is it better to just spend the $100? So let me go back to the main account because it's easier to see with the main. So let's use an example. Let's go into the Alliance tournament and look at the rewards. And I do think that the Alliance tournament store has some really good rewards, like this, Syndicate Prime Particles and the Prime Particle Keys. And if you scroll down, you're going to find other things in there, as well as better mounts, but like the Prime Cosmics, the Omega Particles. Those are good rewards. But at the end of the day, how much you and your Alliance collectively would have to spend to get there? Would it be better for you to just spend $100? Heck, would it be better for an Alliance to just put a pool together and say, hey, as an Alliance, we're going to have $2,000 a month, and we're going to give 20 people a Prime every month versus, having to spend, let's just say, $5,000 to be a Masters Alliance and win so that everybody can get that. At what point do you just start figuring out, okay, what are other ways to do this? Isolate artifacts, acquire 70,000 tokens. That's a pack, but that's a lot. Now, the smaller ones, like even spinning the uncommon for me is not really doable. I can, rotate these. I can re-roll these obviously, but the lower ones, maybe I can pick these up. Spend 18,000. How many do I have saved up actually? Good question. Because I do tend to do that pull through Xborg, which does give me more. Let's go see how much I'm currently sitting on. I'm sitting on 8,000 right now. Sitting on 8,000. Welcome in, Flashman. Good to see you. So good to see you. Kobe says that's the nice thing about enjoying the slow grind of the game. You don't have to spend a lot to move along. There you go. I mean, I said it last stream. You should spend because you want to, not because you have to. I do believe in supporting games that are fun. Absolutely. But I don't really believe in spending because of arm twisting. You know what I mean? Not really my thing. Beam says that's G6 uncommon. I don't think you could do that even if you bought a bunch of primes. The G6 uncommon one I could do if I bought packs, because I could spend G6 uncommon on some. There are multiple primes that take G6 uncommon. It would require me spending a pack. Spending on a pack. And it had to be a prime pack. I'd have to actually go find what prime requires that and buy it and then spend it. There's only a handful of those. So it's, and like I see James's comment. I will say this, because he says Scopely is shameless about this game being a money grab. I will say this, it's always been that way though. Like, I've been here 6 years from the very start, over 20,000 hours in this game, largest content creator they got. Yeah. Let me tell you, day one, it was like that. My good Ultimate DJ. I always recommend his content. He makes content, especially if you're a higher level player. Makes great content. That dude spent $1,000 on a Mayflower in 2019. Like January, was it February 2019? Game just came out. Wasn't even 6 months old. $1,000 on a Mayflower, right? So the game's always been that. The key has always been finding a balance. Like, because if you had gotten the Mayflower, here, I think the Mayflower is a great example. If you had spent $1,000 on a Mayflower, you had a fantastic ship, but you still had competition. Like somebody could have a Saladin and that Mayflower could beat the Saladin, but the Saladin could beat the Mayflower. Now it's, well, if you spend $1,000 and do the cloaking thing and get 10,000 points for your alliance, nobody else can compete with you. So, yeah. I don't understand why there's a task to spend 3,500 G6 rare on a server that doesn't have the ability to go G6. Short answer, Alexi, they split it by regionals. I talked about this yesterday. Yeah, sorry for any chaos watching on me re-rolling everything. But, oh gosh, just re-rolled a lot of 10,000. But, I can do that one again pretty easily. Oh, wow. I was hoping for some smaller ones. I am currently at 80 points. But I could do some more, especially anything X-Borg related. I personally can do because I've got the NX-01. So there's an X-Borg credit. That's the rare one. I can do 500 epics for 800 points. I can do that to help out my group. Sorry for trying to pay attention to this and that at the same time. So I'll go ahead and accept that task and I'll spend that. But anyway, back to the main point that I'm trying to discuss is there didn't used to be the gap that there is, but there were still opportunities to spend a ton of money, right? There's opportunities to spend a ton of money. It's just about allowing that, but still allowing there to be a semblance of balance. And I say semblance because I don't expect it ever to be truly balanced ever more. But I expect there to be a semblance of balance. And I just feel like that's lost right now. Now, let me go spend... I can do recycling. I'm not going to do recycling. I want to make my kinetic weapon stronger. That's what I'm going to do with this one. Kinetic storm. And then that's going to have completed that. So I'll go collect that and get 800 points for yeah, right? 800 points for my alliance. That's an uncommon one. And now I can, pick between any of these, which that's not going to happen. None of those are probably going to happen. So Bertuzzi already did that. What do I have to correct y'all 400 times? Stop telling me how to play. I already know. Y'all, I'm literally picking from here. I'm simply showing mechanics of how things work. Guys, I promise you, I'm not trying to say this in a butthole way. You're not going to tell the guy with 20,000 plus hours in the game and who gets told what's happening how it works. You don't have to micromanage my game. Don't backseat play. I'm trying to show people how things work. So, are some tasks like acquire 7,000 isolics intended for a single player to obtain or a team collectively? Single player. So anytime in those events of like the 10,000 point ones, which is why Quasel made the list, you'll find 17,000 multiphasic credits. What does that directly correlate to? 17,000 multiphasic credits directly correlates to buying a $100 pack in the game. Buy a $100 pack, get 17,000 multiphasic credits. So that is the entire premise behind the big ones, is they're each tied to this pack. Well, not this pack specifically. You know what I mean, right? The 17,000 multiphasics not coincidentally coincides with spending $100. The 120,000 deceiling rods, that coincides with this one right here. 125,000 deceiling rods, right? So like they took specific packs and made tasks for them. Now, some of those are doable without spending. Like you saw me do 2 different ones thanks to having the NX-01, right? Like the spending epics. I did one that was the 80 point one, then an 800 points one because I had the NX-01 allowing me to get the epic credits needed to do that one. But I would not have been able to do a 10,000 point one because those are all tied to packs. So as you're going through these different tasks, you have to look at, okay, which ones can I do? How many points can I score? So now that I've done 2, our alliance is currently 77th overall, but I am 15th in terms of how I've scored, with our top players being Steam Koalas and Pirate Cad Fael, who have each scored 1080. So 2 people here have done $100 packs, right? That's not shaming them. That's just what they did. They did $100 packs. So generally anything that's 10K is going to be tied to that. Now, it is possible for some people to do that without $10,000 packs. You know, for example, acquire the uncommon gas. It's possible to do that for some players without buying a pack. For some, not all. But for some, that is possible without buying a pack. It's not going to be for me. You know, so re-rolling is to get a new set of tasks. The tasks will automatically refresh just like away teams do. Then you pick what you can do. So I could do this one. If I want this to be my third, it's only 80 points, but I can very easily go spend 120 rare export. Now, an export credits will just happen to be an area that I have a little bit of an advantage in because I have gone pretty deep with my NX01. So, yeah, it's a lot. And again, a lot of feedback has already been pushed through. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, VIP as a whole don't seem to be very happy. We have multiple VIPs who are in the channel here who are expressing their thoughts and opinions. And, you know, it was said in our private chat, in the private dev Discord. So it was said in the private Discord that what would be best, according to, you know, and this was actually one of the VIP mods, was that this event should be just completely pulled, redone, and then relaunched. Because the worry is this ends up being DOA, just like Starbase Assaults were, where nobody really feels incentivized to participate because the rewards might be good, but in Assault's case, they're not even good. But there's just no real point. There's no real value to the buy-in. So, and there's Bryant saying that the VIPs are very mad. So it just all comes down to how is this going to get adjusted? Or will it get adjusted at all by Scopely? I mean, I think that it needs clear adjustment. I'm assuming most people here, over 600 people who are watching, believe that the Alliance tournaments need adjustment. We have seen Scopely willing to make adjustments in the past, but this is pretty major in my opinion. You know, I get that spenders definitely deserve things to do. I don't disagree with that at all. But this feels like more than just like spender something to do. This feels like eliminating 80% of the game from significant rewards, and they'll never be able to get those rewards. And the reason I say that, again, not trying to be like a negative Nancy, but if you go to the store, there are just certain cool things. Sorry, I've got the other account up right now. Apologies. If you go to the store, what happens, I got multiple accounts on one stream. If you go to the store, there are multiple things that are specifically for the Master League. But at the end of the day, who needs these primes more than the Master League? Everybody else. You know why? Because a lot of people in the Master League already bought the Kershara. They already bought the Omega and Prime Cosmic Particles. They already bought the Astro Prime Particles. That's the Expert League. Like, so they've purchased these things already. A lot of, now, granted, not everybody in a top alliance has these things. But who needs this the most? Everybody else. Everybody else. Now, there are still good things for low leagues. For example, very beginning, you see right here, not even in a league, Syndicate Prime. I think that's good. Yeah, absolutely. But there are so many things that now have a gate. Unless you're at the very top. You know, we've talked about sourcing for rare formation armadas. Need more of that. Well, you got to be adept, which I think a lot of us will probably be around that league level. But you get up to even more difficult things. We talk about the Ferengi Whip not having sourcing. So without the Ferengi Whip, there's no way for people to grind the Crystal, Thalaron, or Red without buying them, which are, at this point, older PvP FTs. Are still effective, but they're older. Because you got to be at least Expert League to even start going after them. And then you get into the Masters League, like this Isolytic weapon. People have already bought that if they want that. So I do think that there is a foundation here for good. But I think that adjustment is definitely needed. Export credits. I honestly should just see if there's a big export one that rolls around. But I'll just sit here and wait. I've already done 2. And I did 2 specifically to show people how things kind of run out. So I think at the core, there are good things here. But there's a lot that needs to be adjusted for it to truly apply to the major players. Or the major player base, that is. And I again, don't want to use this as an opportunity to try to like say that spenders don't deserve things. Of course, they keep the game going. But a good thing that would have been able to provide, or that should have been provided, just as an example, if you're going to have the Time Crystal, the Red Matter, etc., in like the upper league, okay, well then make it to where you can start grinding the Ferengi Whip at a low level, which means that sure, if you're in a higher league, yeah, you can get the Time Crystal immediately, or If you're a free-to-player, as normal, longer routes do anything, you still get the fringy whip, and now that helps you start getting something. Right? As the alert says, typical for new stuff, cool idea, poorly implemented. And it stinks that that's been the theme most of the year. And it also stinks because, well, I'll be honest, Scopely doesn't agree with me when I tell them that. I mean, when I tell them that players don't like, as a whole, the mirror run, they don't like, as a whole, things like this, they tell me that I'm wrong. And they're certainly entitled to their opinion. I'm sure they have plenty of internal, metrics that they use to find that. But we just have to wait and see. I will say that big differences definitely happen when you see free-to-play and VIP both griping at the same time. When both sides of the coin, so when the free-to-play side, which makes it the majority of players, and I'm including light spinners in the free-to-play, and the VIP are both angry, you do start seeing results. When either side is angry, sometimes you see results from either side. And just to be clear, for anybody who wants to say something, there's plenty of things the VIPs want that they just do not get. Plenty. I'll give you a great example. The VIPs have been screaming for G5 scrapping since G6 came out, and they constantly get told no. Like, just being the VIP group doesn't mean they get what they want. But when you have both groups of players unify, then you actually start to see traction and movement and change in STFC. At least that's what historically it's been that way. And hopefully that's the case this time. At least that's my hope, right? I want to see change because I don't want things to come into STFC and be bad and not enjoyed by the majority of the player base. I want people to enjoy things. So, yeah. I don't want to spend the entire stream talking about this. I know it's a very heavy topic, and it's definitely heavy. When we got 700 people watching, clearly there is frustration, and understandably so. And I'll tell y'all the same thing that I tell all of my VIPs. If you're not happy with what Scopely is doing, well, every time you get tempted to spend on Scopely, send it to my exclamation point donate. So, don't they run things through player councils? So there is a player council, but do they do everything through that? No, they don't. So they don't do everything from that. Yeah. So there's a difference between enjoying content and having to do it to keep up. You're right. I do think there's a mix of it, though. Like, am I going to sit here and tell y'all that everything that comes out I don't enjoy? No. I mean, I personally love the Waves feature. It's one of the best things they've rolled out ever. I also know that a lot of people don't like Waves, right? And I've done surveys that showed a lot of people like Waves. In fact, a majority of players like Waves, but that doesn't mean that it's like 80% of people like Waves. There are definitely things that have come out that people don't enjoy. People do enjoy things like the Monobeam because it has a passive grind. I would encourage Scopely to find things that players have said, yes, we like that thing, and do more of that thing. So, sorry, just trying to read chat. Waves are nice, just time. So they are time consuming. I absolutely agree. But great rewards and fun. And fun. Anywhere on officers being added transport patterns. I've got nothing on that. They said in the VIP Q&A yesterday that changes to transporter patterns are coming. That's what they said. As in changes and there's additions coming. They said that in the VIP Q&A yesterday. So expect to see that semi-soonish, but they didn't give a timeline as to when. I don't think it's been forgotten. I just think it's been put on the back burner for various reasons. So, yeah. Can you tell Scopa that'd be a big upgrade to have several tasks active at once? Well, I mean, you can only complete 3 tasks, right? If you're talking about Alliance tournaments. And keep in mind that, this is running for several days, right? This is a 3-day qualifier. So a lot of people like myself who are going to rush in the very beginning go through that, right? Like, take your time. You don't have to do like Rev did, just go fly in and do 2 of them. I mean, pick and choose what you want to do, see what everybody else is doing, see what everybody else is scoring. I do think that there are times that a lot of our players export credits. See, like that one. I wish I could do that one. I have nothing to spend uncommons on anymore. Or I would do that one. I have nothing to spend uncommons on anymore. Or else I would. So, or else I would do that. But there's also like this issue where day one, people try to do everything, especially for like a 3-day qualifier. Take your time. Don't rush into it. I will rush into it because I want to be able to show y'all what's out there, right? I want to show y'all the things that are happening. But y'all also need to take time to not do that. Like, don't just rush in. Don't just fly. Chill. Be calm. Trade downs? Will trade downs count? That's a good question. You know what? That's a good test. Let me test that. I hate to waste all my alliance tokens, but will trade downs work for that one? Will trade downs work for that one? I'm sure it would. I just hate to use my last one on 1,000 because then I'll be done out of my daily attempts. But you know what? Let's just do it. I'm here to try things out. And the point I'm making is you have 3 attempts a day, but I don't expect everybody to do all those unless you just see an easy one. Don't rush in. Make sure you're understanding what you're doing, trying things out, and then let people like me and Ultimate DJ screw things up if they're going to screw things up. Like right now, I'm going to go try to do the trade down and see if that allows me to do that. Does that count? I got to do this how many times? FYI, I've got 70,000 of these. Oh, crap. Okay, well, see, now I remembered that I can't do that because there's a cooldown. So now I've got to find another way to spend uncommon credits. Crud. Okay, surely there's a way. Okay, ship parts. We need ship parts. Yay, ship parts. All right, so Rev did things that Rev probably shouldn't have done. And now we learn. Officer exchange, those are rares. All right, what else we got here? Material exchange. Let's do that one. That's uncommons. Hey, it actually got me some 5-star rares. How much more do I need? How many did it say I need to do? 12,000? All right, so that's not one. We got to collect all the things now. Okay. See, this is why Rev does things. So that y'all don't have to. I do need these. I'm going to go ahead and do that. The thing is, Jonathan, I've already done all my researches. I'm pretty sure I've done every research that requires an uncommon. Yeah, I just have rares and epics now. I've done all the favors that require uncommons. Some things for science shouldn't be done. Let's see. All that is... Honestly, I'm going to do that just for the heck of it. Because I haven't been mining lately, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that one. Especially as I'm doing the trade down. The faction exchange. Dang it, that's a rare. My NX doesn't need an upgrade, but I can look. I'm pretty sure my NX doesn't have an upgrade. See, this is why we have content creators. For us to do the stupid things that you don't need to do. I don't have enough of these. I need 500 more of those to do that. Let's see how far we got. Hi. I'm 7,000 short. So, again, take your time. Don't rush in. Let people like content creators make stupid decisions. You don't have to make stupid decisions. So, there you go. And point of David said, everyone you open means someone else can't. So, if you cannot complete something, try not to grab it. And again, that's why I said apologies to Chaos 20 minutes ago. Right? Well, I apologize because I'm going to be doing experiments. It's just what I'm going to do. I have to. It's part of the thing. So, because I actually blew through all my favors, y'all can check real quick. Quazo, I know you're here. Can you check this chart real quick and see? Because I know some of the favors, you got to spend some rares and then it'll flip back to uncommons. Can you check the chart and see if there's anything that I can upgrade real quick to get back to spending uncommons? If you wouldn't mind, if you're still there. I was almost done with the G6 tournament event and just vanished. Didn't get a reward for it, but it still counts as one of those 3 you get to try. Jim, sounds like we need to put in a ticket. So, I'm boned. It happens. So, chalk that up to content creators being content creators. At least y'all got to see me screw up and y'all didn't make the same mess ups. It's okay. It's okay. Let's see. I don't have any officer exchanges rare. Yep, I'm dead. I'm dead in the water. Dead. That's not worth it. If there only wasn't a limit on how many XO1 shards I could redeem. So, if only there were things that didn't have cooldowns. All right, let me go ahead and reset this node real quick. I'm trying to get this done. All right. Did you spin them in the export research tree? No. there's nothing in the export research tree that would take rare, or in this case, uncommons, just commons. Let's go take a look. But none of the new researches will take the uncommons. But for lookie's sake, we can go take a gander. Yeah, none of these are, that's a prime. None of these are going to, because that's all Borg cube related stuff. All these are going to take common. And I can't upgrade the NX-01, JK. It'd be nice to do. Like, it's a good thought. My NX-01 is already tier 8. And my issue are these parts right here. The ceramic composites. I don't have enough of those. Because I do have a couple of parts I could upgrade. But even then, it's not a high number that I'd be spending. I need a lot more ceramic components. So, we switch over to the What is the Motivation Cypher event? We can. Here, I'll go ahead and do the early thing. The 4 systems that you need to go find are Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, and Vimit. So this is, I remember talking to the Arc Runner a couple months ago when they had this idea, and I told them that these type of ideas are fun, but you're going to be very picky with how you do it. This one I feel is pretty complicated. Now, if I remember correctly, chat correct if I'm wrong, if you have bought Alexander Dane, he actually will partly decipher some of this already. You'll have partly deciphered this already. Now, this is a 3-day thing. More will roll out after today. But the 4 systems, let's go to Midnight real quick. You have to find specific planets in these systems. We'll go to Midnight. That's the first one on the list. Oh, it would help if I didn't click off the map. All right. So let's go there. And all right. All right, so it is this one? Which one is it? And here it is. Mix them. You get this, right? But you can't decipher it yet. So you have 4 different systems and planets. I believe it's 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you go in and you're going to be looking for a planet. It's going to be a mission planet. And you're looking for this right here. That decipher. And at the moment, the only way to record it is basically take a screenshot. Now, we have all these in my Discord. So if y'all don't want to bother taking screenshots, you don't have to. We do have all this stuff in my Discord already. So if you want to do that, you can just simply come to my Discord. We'll have it posted. In fact, the most recent person who shared all 4, I believe, was Chef. Here, and I'll put this up on the screen. And we can kind of rotate through them if y'all want to see them. And I will have these for save. But like here's one from that planet. There's the one from Mixum we just looked at. There's the one from the planet Gawat. And then the planet Tozu. So these are all saved in the Discord. But you're right, there is no way to save them in game. I do feel like that is a bit of a negative. The only other thing you can do, if you want, is you can save the coordinates of this and say we're going to name this, Event 1. And I'm just going to list it as an enemy to make it easy to see. Save it as a bookmark. And then we come to our actual bookmarks. And I actually need to delete all these because I don't use them anymore. And then we can save it like that. That's the only way to really do that at the moment. And that way you can kind of track where they're at. So again, the easier way is use the Discord. If I realize that not everybody uses the Discord, but if you use the Discord, we have everything there. And of course, we'll give out the answers as everything's deciphered and everything. But there are all 4 locations and kind of go from there. Let me hit that real quick. But this is the mission. What is the motivation? Gather all coordinates, searching for the Cyphers. Yeah. Let me, I'll actually, where did Midnight go? It was actually go right here. Click it. Yeah, we'll send our pretty Vidar over there just to go look at it. Yeah. What channel are they on the Discord? So Colby, the channel that I just shared was the Tavern. When I get out of stream, I can pin them somewhere else. I pin them in STFC General. And I might just put them in the announcements channel, to be honest with you. Y'all just remind me to do that after the stream, and I'll put them in the announcements channel. So, Let me respond to this message, by the way. One of the planet. Yeah, I already showed where they're all at. Graduated. I actually gave the list. The 4 systems are Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, and Vimit. Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, and Vimit. Let's see what these messages are I got. I'm not. Stop. I wish people were messing me on Discord. How'd you get the Oz 53 flagship so fast? Planning. Simple as that. Planning. I got my rep high enough at level 50 and started spending faction credits to get the blueprints. Simple as that. Thank you, Preston. Midnight, Bavaria, Vimit, and Eisenhorn. Slightly different order than what I put them in, but that is indeed the group. That is indeed the group. Picked up an event to spend 1,500 FC skill points. Which ones are they? Manned. Skill tree. A Sloan skills. Wait. Uncommon FCs? Is that the info button? I don't mess with these enough. Let's see. Right there. Right there. Uncommon FC credits. Believe, and in chat is agreeing with me, you can also do the same thing in the command center. Uncommon skill points to specifics. So I can't do Sloan because Sloan's in the faction store, but I could do, let's just say Admiral Kirk. I can spend 1,000 at a time here. So there we go. Oh, I got to finish doing, oh, there's so many things to keep up with. All right. Sorry, I got to finish doing my refines. I hate when my timers are all imbalanced. Let me jump back in here real quick. So Voyager, I'm mining this one. Artifacts, I can do these. I get that. So it's get them, not spin them. I'd have to see exactly what mission they said, Mihai. How they worded it was spending them. And the only spin way I know is, what I just rattled off. If it's acquire, well, that would seem kind of difficult. That would seem kind of difficult. So. All right, let's see. This one, bam. Get all these turned in for when I start upgrading another one. Mantis, full pulls. This one, and keep bringing y'all's questions, y'all. The 10K point options are all pay to complete. Generally speaking, yes. I mean, there are some 10K ones like the acquire G6 uncommons that I guess in theory could be done in other ways. So generally speaking, though, yes. Let's see, did I finish the Mantis? I did. Latinum, Flame. The Acquire Fleet Commander stuff is not able to be finished by Refine. I tried, nothing counted. Was told upgrade CC building or buy packs to acquire. So Samo confirming that one is, according to customer support, designed to be a spend one. Nice to know. So now we know. Thank you, Samo, for being one of the CCs who falls on the sword to learn these things. Appreciate it. Just like I fell on the sword to figure out that I'm an idiot and I couldn't do all my uncommons. So yeah. What's the best place to invest my RAMA and Fed credits? At that level, any cool gamer would be officer shards. Officer shards at that level. You want to max out those Romulan and Federation starter officers. Start getting transporter patterns. That'd be the best thing for you at 23. Game glitched out. Now it's showing is active, but I pulled all 3 events. And my leader says I only completed 2 of the 3. Well, Kinslayer, you should be able to see yourself what you've completed. If you look on the right side of the tournament, or of the task, it'll tell you how many you've done. Your daily attempts right up here, 3 out of 3. Here's mine that I haven't completed, but there's your daily attempts. 3 out of 3. The waves will be done more often. The game didn't lock up in the middle of them. And again, Leonard, that just depends, man. Because I've done waves now on 3 devices to try to get it to lag out for me, and it never lags out. I never have a problem. I might get like a little spike, but I never get kicked out. I never get any issues. And there are people who do get it, and there are people who don't. I wish I had more details and information to give you on that. But, yeah. Some people definitely experience heavy lag. So, how do you abort the alliance task? There's no way. Currently, I'm not aware of a way to abort the task. Like if you decided you didn't want to do something, it doesn't abort. I'm not aware of a way to abort the task. Now, we'll see if it times out. Like when you get your new set tomorrow, you'll start over other ones. All right. Now, Raw says you can start a new one. Let me test that. Raw says you can start a new one. Let me find one I can do. I can't. So I can't start a new one. So if you get to 3 out of 3, I don't believe you can do that. You might be able to do that on attempts 1 and attempts 2, but I'm on attempt 3 out of 3 and it does not let me swap. It does not let me swap at 3 out of 3. Once you get to the 3rd one, you can't reset it. Re-rolling doesn't reset it. So Slight says realistically the most I can score per task is 800. Yeah, and obviously that's 10% of what the top score is. Info says you can cancel the task, but how? I don't see a way to cancel a task. Let's see the info button. The task can be abandoned or re-roll for a special currency. I don't even see that ability. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna keep hitting this re-roll button. So re-roll this task removed from the alliance board for everyone in your alliance. Are you sure you want to re-roll? So I'm gonna re-roll this one. Yeah, so I didn't do anything. Yeah. Bryant, I have not. I'm with y'all, so I'm not currently in the dev Discord. All right, Fishman, enjoy. You cannot I'm at attempt 3 out of 3. I cannot re-roll this one I'm in. It's blocked out. I cannot re-roll it. So, no Paulo. I cannot upgrade the NX01 for the 4th time. Paulo, pay attention. So, this is why, again, we have CCs to screw things up so that y'all don't have to screw things up. We have the CC screw things up. All right, let me go back out here real quick. You will not pay nothing. Fair. Yeah. Of all the things to not spend on, this event seems like number 1 not to spend on. Let's go with the Cyphers. I've already covered it, but what do you want to know, Toodles? Like, we already covered the Cyphers. As much as there is to cover, we covered. What exactly would you like to know about the Cyphers? Let's see if my wife has my phone, because I hear my son outside my door. And I'm hoping he doesn't need anything, because I can't just cancel stream. Also, shout out to Flashman. Flashman just donated $5 to me and my kids. Thank you. Flashman, thank you so much for supporting me and the kids. Let me put this on the wall. We try to put it up at the top. I want to give everybody credit who loves on me and my family. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very, very much. Let me go ahead and put this in, Flashman. And here we go. All right, that should update the top. Thank you very, very much. All right. It's correct. You can start a new task if you haven't completed 3 out of 3. Yes, but I'm pretty sure, Jesse, if you wanted to re-roll that task, it cancels out. Right? Like, you lose the other one. Like, you would lose an attempt. Right? Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. If you were to re-roll, like if you were on attempt 1 out of 3, and you picked one up and decided to pick up another one, you picked up a new one, you lose that attempt. That means that you only now can score 2 attempts worth. So keep that in mind as well. That's just something to bear in mind. Let's see. Is there an... Hey, we just got another announcement. They just rolled out an announcement 3 minutes ago. So let's read this announcement together as family. Update on line tournament tasks. We've heard your concerns about the tournament tasks and successfully identified and addressed several task scoring and translations issues. We're also continuing looking at the issue where daily attempts are at 3 out of 3 when only 2 are done. We're investigating this issue for players that activated tasks and don't see it activated immediately. Please make sure you claim rewards, blah, blah, blah. All right. None of this, by the way, mentioning the tremendous upheaval and frustration that players have over the set itself. I guess is great to see. All good here. Somebody throw up that dog in the room with the fire meme. That's appropriate. But anyway, that did answer, I think, Brian's question. Hopefully that helps. Matt, good to see you, and thank you very much for the kind words. Was the icon in the upper right of my current task? Let's go take a look. Icon in the upper right. This is just the rewards button. So I would get, if I complete this event, it gives me 1,000 points and 55 qualifier credits. And then depending on the league that you get for the qualifier or how well you do, you get these rewards as well. And then of course you have your store, which this one takes Alliance qualifier credits. And then different leagues will have different rewards, etc., etc. Not every task gets those rewards though. Correct. I don't think any of the commons do. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any of the commons do. I think it's ones that are 1,000 and up. Get that? I think. Chat, y'all help me look around for those. I think. Quazel, I know, is making a spreadsheet. This is why we do live streams kind of like as a test bed. That way I don't put this out in a video and I'm unsure. Corey, good to see you. It's the 1K plus ones. All right. Thought so. The ones that are 1K plus give out both those currencies. If there's any more explorers, let's go with that one. Let's go take that one down. This is a bigger letdown than Alliance Star Bases. That's like very subjective, and I don't have any metrics to really weigh in on that. Like, I didn't record. I know how frustrated Alliance Star Bases made people, but at the same time, Alliance Star Bases never really had that great rewards to begin with, which I guess was part of the problem. This one has really good rewards locked behind impossible tasks without spending. So, Meme says 1K plus gets points and credits. 10,000 plus comes with reroll tokens as well. Okay, now let me see. Can I see that if I just click on them? If I click on 10,000, yeah, there we go. If you click on 10,000, you can see that. So the reroll, again, that's just to reroll for everybody. But Lions Tournament qualifier credits, Lions Tournament points, and then the rerolls. And then a 4,000 one also has credits. 1,000 has credits, and then everything below that does not. That's just scoring for the qualifier. You have to do at least the 1,000s and above. Spend 1,500 Sigma Tritanium. That seems like one worth re-rolling out. But yeah, there we have it. And let's see if it is. What are the tasks? I'm very curious now. What are the tasks on the baby account? The server 710 account. Shout out server 710, the greatest server in all the world. It's an amazing server. It's the best server. Let me get it pulled up real quick so I can actually look at it. Here we go. Alliance task. So let's see what I've got. Not possible. Not possible. Oh, okay. And the Alliance leaderboard is the exact same as everybody else. All right. So I don't think I can do anything on this one. I'm not even able to participate, which I'm level 17 over here, so I can't really gripe. But yeah, there's nothing I can do at all. I don't even have reroll currency, do I? Oh, I do. Never mind. So I rerolled that and get explore credit, Borg probe. Now, see, that one's one I would have liked it done. Yeah, nothing I can do over here. Let me go ahead and start mining. I complete the test, kill armadas. If I got carried through armadas, you're right. I guess I could complete that one. We do have a couple people in the Alliance who can summon armadas. So I guess that's a potential. Go ahead and bring that in. I need my uncommons. Get my mid pull in here. I guess we'll do these, but I still got to finish my dailies over on the main. YOLO, appreciate you. Have you done Guild vs. Guild and Raid Shadow Legends? It's exactly like that. 6 leagues, top league, only one with actual OK rewards. Other 5 are garbage. We called it wallet versus wallet. So we actually still have our Raid Shadow Legends group up in the Discord, believe it or not, YOLO. And yes, let me go see if my son needs something real quick. I'll be right back. He's fine. I guess he just wants to play outside my window. And the music's not too loud, so we're good there too. All right. Do you know if the Alliance task reset, daily reset, or event launch time? Well, it has a timer, Prince. I don't know if you've seen it, but there is a timer for the reset. Timer resets in 19 hours, 53 minutes. 19 hours, 53 minutes. Her lines changed randomly. She was working on finishing, but been sitting for a few hours. Okay, that's definitely random. You're a top point getter. You are in ours. Let's take a look at. Let me switch over. Let's go see who's our top point getter over on server 710. We'll give them a shout out because we appreciate them doing the hard work. Alliance tournaments, member scores. We got 3 people who have scored. Shout out Ken Slayer. Look at you, big dog. Look at you. 1,600 alliances participating so far. We're definitely going to be in the agent league. Definitely going to be in the agent league. I do not, Atsuma, no. All right, let me finish this grind that we've been working on for the past hour. We get this grind in. What other comments, questions, thoughts do y'all have? We got about 20 minutes left here in the stream. Obviously, lots of feedback to give over the Alliance events and everything. And also a thank you again to Flashman for supporting me and my kids by donating. Greatly appreciated. And as we say to all our VIPs on Twitch, if you want to really sock it in the mouth of Scopely, feel free to send your pack money to Rev instead. All right, let's get this 53 in. Most of the 10Ks are acquired via packs. Yes, we've covered that. See no fix to events that don't actually score right. Sure, whatever. All right, so the spin reroll, that's just rerolling tasks for no valid reason other than to spin them. Correct. Yes. Spinning that currency, which is the sequence SMS right here. Alliance tournament rerolls. So you're getting a handful of Nesmith shards. Yay, Nesmith. Eh? Okay. But yes, that is it. And then this is if you completed all 9 tasks every day, you get 3 more Nesmith shards. Which is very stingy on those rewards, by the way. Like, that's not really incentive for me to go do anything. That's very stingy reward-wise. So, did you cover the buffs of the Protector? I mean, I did in the Protector video. What questions do you have about it, Blunt Man? The kill 50 swarms is the only thing I can do. We could also do the Armada and Kinslayer if you really wanted to. If, like, you and ECO and, Sandwich and... There were a couple of our other highs up there. Y'all wanted to do that. So, if that's what y'all wanted to do, it's doable. Always to get a board cube through paying and event stores, Bergman, and event stores. Now, they did do a code last month that you could have entered that gave you a free board cube. I think that code no longer works, but that code is Fleet Command. But they did just give away a board cube via code last month. You can go try to see if that code still works. The code was Fleet Command. I honestly don't know if it still works. I really don't know. What research helps the Protector mine faster? The Protector's ability. Like leveling up and tiering up the Protector. That's what helps the Protector mine faster. As it gets bigger and stronger, its ability gets better. I actually have that graphic here, right? I think it's this one. Yeah. Here we go. There you go. That's the Protector information in regards to mining. But as you work on it and make it bigger and better, it mines better. So I'll leave that up for a little bit so y'all can peruse through that as I do my pulls. So when it says mining research, that's covering basically all applicable mining research there is. So that's all various mining research. How does the reroll work with this new event? Simply spin rerolls. Is that what specifically are you asking? Are you asking how the reroll SMS works? What specifically are you asking? This new alliance thing is interesting in theory, but the implementation is scopely. 100%. Completely agree. Completely agree. And let's do Mirror Universe. I need to go do more of that before I can do this pull, which means using my NSEA protector. Let's go do that. Full pull. Come into here. And we'll do our currencies. Okay, Valhalla. Y'all don't need to caps lock me, man. Gosh, you old people in your caps lock button. Like, okay. Okay. They changed the numbers for protector. Yeah, okay, they gave it a buff. But regardless, the question was about the research percentages. And the answer is level up the protector. Level up the protector. Level it up, and that's how it gets better. Ignore the research part for the most part. As you tier up the protector, its bonus, as well as the mining laser, is what gives it its oomph. So leveling up the protector is how it becomes a better miner. An early tier protector is not going to be a better Mirror Universe miner, except for people at like level 40, 41, 42. If you're in the 50s or 60s, it's not going to do basically anything for you. Oh. All right, let's see. Got that done. Support. Today is Cerritos Day. Make sure y'all go do your Cerritos event if you haven't already. So, have you Cyphers for us? No. I mean, I told everybody where the answers are. So, Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, Vimit. Those are the 4 systems. Roost rewards for events weren't awful this month. Ship part SLB would be a meme for a long time. Again, I'm not even paying attention. Not even paying attention to that. So, I only do things that I like. So, I ignore anything with an SLB on it. It says SLB, I don't pay attention to it. That's for spenders. FC Janeway worth getting over Locutus in 7. I like FC Janeway, yes. I feel like Locutus is the weakest of the 3. At least the ones that you just brought up. I feel like he's the weakest of all of them, honestly. Speaking of Cerritos, any recommendations on where to spend the rare particle first? Honestly, just whichever you feel like will impact you more. I have not been as studious as I should on that one. But, come over to the very end. You have these 3 right here. So, critical hit damage is probably the one that I would lean towards the most. But you also have a shield mitigation one. And then the base damage. Critical is the one I would probably lean towards. So. Okay, Valhalla. I'm still not mining, so it doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't mine. Mining is boring. I don't do it. I'll go out and do my grinding. But I don't mind. I mean, Mirror Universe, I'll be honest. Mirror space for me mostly is dead. Because I have way too many other things to do that are more valuable and more important. So I don't do a ton of Mirror. I do it once a week. There are way too many, and honestly, there are a lot of things that are more fun in this game than Mirror. To me, Mirror is arguably the worst content they've released all year. And I know that the current gripe is alliances, but I'm not a fan of the Mirror concept. The whole like gated time limits and having a manually jump system to system, I hate it. It's just not for me. And if everybody else likes it, that's completely okay. I just think Mirror is terrible content. That's just me. I just don't do it. I still love waves. I love formation armadas. I love anything I do with my alliance. So, just not for me. Which of the new Mirror research pass would you advise doing? The bottom rows is the ones that I'm doing first. So even though I don't do Mirror often, like I said, I do it once once a week, about on average, is when I do mirror. And it's the bottom row. So I'll speed up a research here, just kind of show you where my mirror research is at. So I haven't done any of these. But the bottom rungs are where I personally see like the most value, especially in the premium track. But that's where I've been doing most of mine. I haven't even upgraded my refinery just because I don't want to have a harder refinery. So I've kept my refinery, and it was essentially the G4 version of the refinery. I've kept it lower just because of how painful the costs are as you upgrade it. So I haven't even upgraded that. The FT rewards are too good to ignore it. I don't even believe the FT reward. Like, I do like the FT sourcing, but because those FTs are still mostly incursions-based FTs, which I do like. I'm not going to break my back to go after them. If that makes any sense. Doesn't mean they're bad. It means I'm not going to break my back to go after them. So I did that. Let's see, what else can I do? Rare damage versus mirror hostiles. That'll help me in my waves. I'll do that one. Ship repair efficiency. I'll do that one, because that helps with the G5 ships and will help with the other G5 ships later. And let's go with our basic one back here. So there we go. A few more mirror stuff done. Now I need to go find another 51 to go hit. Put this battleship way over here. All right, go back to the chat. And see, Nicholas disagrees with me. He says it's the best feature all year. So, I mean, I have found that most players dislike mirror and don't do mirror. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who enjoy it. And I'm a firm believer that if you enjoy something in STFC, you should do that thing. Like, STFC has gotten to the point where it's such a large game, there is something for everybody. Right? And if you enjoy something like Nicholas, then absolutely do that thing. I can't stand mirror and the idea of mirror. Just because I hate time gates. I hate having to actually manually put time. And I guess you can argue that if I liked mining, then the mining aspect of it is probably nice. Now, if you spend $100 to get the NSEA protector, I don't like it. But it is completely okay for other people to like it. And I won't ever understand somebody who dislikes something and then demands everybody else equally hate it. Right? I feel like, for me, and a lot of me disliking mirror comes back to, one, knowing what it's designed to be, and two, having played a lot of other MMOs. Mirror is supposed to be the dungeon feature of STFC, but it's nothing like a dungeon in Diablo. Absolutely nothing like a dungeon. So just at the very core, I don't like what it is. But at the same time, if you enjoy it and like you're getting great use out of it, absolutely do it. I do enough where I can do my basic pulls, and that's it. What do I spend most of my time doing? Things I like OPC hunting, which I know not everybody else likes, right? There are probably just as many people who like OPC hunting who like mirror, right? And we're both in the minorities of our respective gameplays, and that's okay, right? I love waves, right? I like formation armadas. I like doing the group stuff, you know, and that's just the type of game I enjoy. And the game has gotten large enough now to where you can say, hey, I enjoy this, but don't enjoy this, and then don't do that. Right? I think that is kind of the key of enjoying Star Trek now, is not getting tied into the FOMO that says you have to do everything. It's enjoying what you want to enjoy. And I enjoy cranberry juice, by the way, if you're curious what I'm drinking. If you're curious what I'm drinking. My jellyfish is 2 hours old. It's saying tier 1. Can you point out the research for it? What jelly? The ISS jelly? And why would... what are you talking about? Why mine when I can have others mine for me? Yeah, exactly, Jeff. I love that. Which is another reason I don't like mirror, because OPC hunting in mirror is extremely tedious. It's extremely tedious to OPC hunt in mirror. And I get that a lot of y'all listening probably like that, and that's okay. But it's extremely tedious. So, I have yet to do one wave. And see, like, I'm a firm believer that if you don't do waves, you're missing out on big content. But the same case can be made for mirror, which is why I do mirror. I just do it once a week, right? So I don't do enough mirror to, like, do heavy pulls or anything. But I do enough mirror to get enough of that trickle to do the research. And Quazel says MU has become very easy, especially with the ship updates today for all owners. Well, here's the thing, Quazel. 11,000 people have the NSCA protector out of 100,000 people. And everybody else will not be getting the NSCA protector for months. So it's tough for me, like, really share that as like a positive, because most of the people who follow my channel aren't those 11,000 people. Which, by the way, if you got your NSCA protector and are loving it, that's awesome, right? I have an NSCA protector. It is right here, sitting at tier 1. But I mean, most of the people who follow my content aren't those people. So they're not going to feel that joy. And then the players who are coming from the 30s into the 40s are not going to feel that joy, because then they're going to take even longer to get the NSCA protector. And for me, content shouldn't be good only when you have the premium ship to make that content good. Because the truth of it is, Quazel, and Quazel's been around here a long time. What's going to happen in 3 months? A new big loop and a new big ship. So you're constantly playing from behind. The reason I love things like waves is you don't need a premium item to participate. You just need a good alliance. Like if you're level 35, a good alliance will have you running waves and getting good points. Right? I think that's good content when everybody can do it immediately at some level or degree. And locking behind, and Zindy Loop is the same way. Like I gripe about the Zindy Loop and I push people, you've got to get the NX01, because without the NX01, this loop is horrible. But you get the NX01 and this loop is 5 minutes a week. Like here's what I do with the NX01. Once a month, I'd put on Cheese Crew number 2. I go in here and I grind like 50 of the battleships for my tokens. And then the other 5 minutes of a different week, I'll come out here like twice to Moby, and I'll use the first Cheese Crew to get my normal turn-in tokens, and then I don't look at it until I run out again. But it took getting the NX01 to make that happen. Without the NX01, this is an abysmally long slog. Horrible. Once you get the NX01, X-Borg becomes like done. And this kind of like turns back into what I was talking about earlier, balance in the game. That's not a balanced game. If the balance is for me to bust my butt for 3 months of horribleness to then get something that makes the loop doable, that's not balanced. The specialty ships should be something that makes the loop easier, right? In my opinion. This is me talking now. Things like the NX01 should make the loop better, right? But even the NX01 is limited because the NX01 doesn't work against the reptilians. I see everybody asking about Cheese Crew number 2. Guys, I love y'all, but literally, and I'm not exaggerating, like the past 5 weeks of live streams, I've gone over the Cheese Crews, and I just want to make sure I'm getting everybody's comments, everybody else's questions. We've only got like 7 minutes. I can't rehash again the NX01 Cheese Crews. Join the Discord. All that information is in there. Happy to share it with y'all, but I can't do every live stream. We just rehash NX01 over and over and over again. Join the Discord if you haven't already. More than happy to send y'all all the different things. But today, I know a lot of people have questions about the the Cypher event, have questions about the Alliance tournaments, and I don't want to get bogged down doing that again. So this is, and again, people complain that I'm always promoting the Discord, but this is why I promote the Discord. We have literally every piece of information you could need about the game in the Discord. Even more than Rev knows. Like, because Quazel can tell you there's too much in this game to memorize. Meme can tell you there's too much in this game to memorize. So having all that in one repository is great. I was wondering if there was anywhere that it stated that these new tasks would be completed within a certain time frame. Started one when logged back in, it was showing over 4 hours afterwards. I do not know of that, Jonathan, but let's go take a look at the info button real quick on task. And it does not list a time limit on them anywhere that I'm aware of. I do not see a time limit on said task. I do know that there's a daily limit of numbers that you can run, and they did acknowledge that there are issues with some of the events today, and they put out an announcement on Discord right here saying we heard concerns, etc., and also issues with like the daily attempts showing 3 to 3 when you've only done 2, etc. You could very well be running into a new bug. I'm not aware of there being like a 4-hour timer on any of these like it would have like on an away team. And I don't know of any information stating that. I can look into that and ask after stream. I can try to ask the dev team if that is the case. So there is a, FYI, a daily timer. Like you can do 3 a day and then the task reset. And in my case, 19 hours, 34 minutes, which is going to be your daily reset. So, all right. Trying to get 2 blueprints a day, the Zindicorn surveys and their systems. That's what I do. My Zindi grinding, I will go out and pick up the traders. Good reminder, by the way, I'll actually send that ship out now and do that. Let me actually go back and check my refinery. Did we get enough to do our Voyager double pull? We did not. So I got to do a double pull on Voyager. So when I bring that home, I can double pull this. That'll give me some of my commerce insignias for my amalgam refinery. So the desired info on your Discord isn't easily findable. I've had numerous Alliance members share that they have spent extensive amounts of time searching your Discord for desired info. Well, I don't understand how that's the case. For example, I can do a quick little rundown. Here, let's go to my Discord. Things like all the graphics and the charts are literally scroll down here and you have volunteer charts channel. Like here's the thing I shared in yesterday's video. Here's literally every chart to do with everything. If you wanted to search for the Mirror Universe chart, you would just simply do the command in channel, volunteer, and then search Zindi, and you would find, here's the big chart for all the Zindi stuff. You can do the same thing with, you know, what? Technically, I don't even know if the Stella one's in that chart because that one's so old. What's another thing original? X-Borg probably is in there somewhere. Probably needs a hyphen, but not only do you have, now I can't even spell, so ignore me not being able to spell. But not only do you have that, you have the volunteer team where you can tag and ask. You have the moderator team. You can tag them and ask. Like there are dozens of people who will help you find things that you're looking for. Then you can go into specific channels like STFC General, check the pinned comments where you're going to have things pinned, like, you know, things like calendars and, you know, things like right here, the temporal artifacts. You can also just go into my informations channel where I, for example, and I'll do this for today's stuff, where I posted the answers to the Galaxy Quest mission. Here are the answers for it. Here's the calendar for this month. I mean, the things are there. If you don't know where something's at, just ask. But it's all organized and put in a place. I hate to call like your Alliance members lazy, but like if they're not asking for help, I do understand that I have a large Discord, but it's not like everything's just strewn about. It's all in a spot. It's all in a spot. Any tips, hints for the motivation SMS? The 4 different systems you're looking for are Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, and Vimit. Looney, you cannot abandon a task. There's no way to abandon a task that we've been able to find. So we can't find a way to abandon a task. Everyone knows mechanics of Discord like you. They can ask, but they don't know how to. If you don't know how to ask a question in Discord, then I can't help you. Like, I'm sorry if that makes me sound like a jerk, but if you literally don't know how to ask a question in the Discord, then I don't know how to help you. Like, ask the people to help. Ask for help. I mean, come on, guys. Y'all are all adults. Like, we don't have 12-year-olds playing this game. There's like probably 7 of them in the entire game. Y'all are adults. Ask for help. Okay? Don't go into something and be like, look around, can't find what you look for, then gripe that you can't find something. Literally ask for help. All right. Do anything in those systems, or we have to wait for tomorrow for the hunt event? Correct, Hypo. Because, and again, speaking of things in the Discord, what you're going to find when you go to those systems is this. I'll put this back on the screen. You're just going to find this. These ciphers that you can not break down yet. So you're looking for these. Now, what you can do is bookmark these. If you don't want to have to go through the Discord, you can bookmark these and know which systems there are. And again, Midnight, Eisenhorn, Bavaria, and Vimit. You can go to those systems and simply bookmark where those different things are and save them for later and then start working on the cipher. But there's 4 of them. And in terms of being able to break them down, there is no way to complete them right now. All right, now I'm looking for a trader. Is there a trader? There is not, so I'm going to flip systems. So, Our alliance isn't re-rolling because it canceled people's tasks who were on that task. Good note, Charles. Which also makes it annoying that there's an SMS for re-rolling. So, with the current stability issues, do you think that server mergers are on a hold? No. No. All right, empty this node. Let's go pick another node. Let's actually do one of these. We'll do one of those. We'll do one of those. Where's the cheese? What do you mean? What do you mean? And speaking of helpful people, by the way, because I'm not trying to sound like a jerk. I'm just saying we have tons of helpful, and there are people here in the stream who are regulars in the Discord. I've seen Meme here. I've seen Quazel here. Quazel's one of the people who actually helped develop the spreadsheets with Jules and Blue. We got so many helpful people there who can give you the info you're looking for. You just got to ask. And all the volunteers in my Discord have orange names, and all the mods have dark blue names. Just ask any of them. More than happy. Oh, also, forgot about this part too. We added this based on people asking for it. If you go to my Discord and you can't find anything, look at the top where it says inductions, where it says log a ticket. If you truly cannot find anything, like you are really struggling, form a ticket. Here's what happens when you start a ticket. Hit create a ticket. What happens when you create a ticket in my Discord? It makes a ticket. It gives you the ticket number. Click it. And then you get put into a chat that's just you and the moderators. It's me, my mod team, and you. And then you can say, hey, I need help finding the cheese crew graphics for the NX01. Bam. And then my mods or me will see it and we can help you out. So again, if you're having any trouble, I have tried to make Discord as easy as possible to be accessible for everybody. Just ask for help. I definitely want to help you. You just gotta ask. All right. At Ops 39, I chose and ran 4 Borg solo uncommon and didn't get a complete. Is this a put in a ticket thing or I should be Ops 40? That sounds like a put in a ticket thing, Edward. Sounds like put in a ticket thing. Do we know if the scavenger hunt SMS will be completable today? Thinking about trying to do the Syndicate XP task, but would need to be able to finish that today. Believe the answer is no. Let me look real quick after I scout for a freighter. And don't steal. I love everybody just naming random cheeses. Naming random cheeses. So scavenger. Oh, mission keys, by the way. ADD kicks in. Go do your mission keys. Oh, the scavenger hunt. You're meaning this? The what is the motivation? No, that is not completable today. If you're meaning this, that's not completable today. All right, we are past time, so I need to wrap up. Don't forget, you can reach out to me on Discord or Facebook if you need any help. Personally, I will happily help you. There is Twitch, because we'll be streaming again later today. If you haven't joined the Discord, here's the link to that. Pegger says, I was told to abandon tasks. You can try to start another task. So you cannot abandon a task. What you can do, if you are not on attempt 3, is pick up another task. But here's what happens if you do that. If you pick up another task while you have a task, you lose that attempt. So if you were on a daily attempt 1, you claimed a task, and then you picked up another one, you lost that attempt, meaning now you can only do 2 attempts that day instead of 3. But there is no way to drop an event once you have picked it. Now, that is contrary to what this says. This says that you can abandon a task. That's not the case that we've been able to find. There's no mechanic that allows that. You can't see the ticket thing in Discord? Should be at the very top, Kirk. Let me check the permissions, but everybody should be able to see this. Let me look. Yeah, it's set to everyone can view the channel. Everyone in my Discord, regardless of roles, can see it. As you scroll to the very top, I'll even show you all the permissions. So that's the ticket, but it's in here up at the top under inductions at the very top. So there's rules, help, onboarding, which is where everybody joins the Discord, and then log a ticket. At the very top, and I'll show you all the permissions. Everyone has permissions to view the channel. Everybody has permissions to read the channel. So everybody should be able to see it. If you don't, let me know, and we can see if there's some type of issue going on. But everybody should be able to see that channel. Absolutely everybody should see it. I mean, I guess it's possible that maybe y'all have gone into your browse channels and like unclick something, but everybody should be able to see the log a ticket. But if y'all need help with that or you're having struggles with that, seeing certain channels, hit up to the Discord and we'll help you out. But I've got to wrap up for the day. Appreciate y'all. Live long and plunder. Stay safe out there. Hit me up if you need any help. I sincerely mean that. Deuces. See you later today for our Twitch stream.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.